Hey everybody, Kelly Sue with Cleopatra Arts here, and a lot of you are snagging, this is gonna drive me nuts, let me push this back, sorry. A lot of you guys are snagging the $5 Friday projects that we have. Last week's project was this hot cocoa ornament, super cute. And I swear to you all that I've got probably 50 million, maybe not 50 million, asks like, how did I do that faded green look? And I thought I'd just get in here real quick and tell ya how I did it. Just turned on my volume over here. Ta-ta-da. Okay, so I started with a base coat, and a lot of people don't understand they can paint right over top of the lettering and the scoring will show, which is great. You're gonna need a couple paint colors, and you could do this with any other color. It doesn't have to be green. You're gonna need a sponge that I'm gonna cut into bits, just 2 bits. 2 bits. Oops. Maybe this, dear Santa. Scissors. Okay, and the colors I'm gonna use is the kiwi green that we have, the dark green that we have, white, a dark blue, but I'm gonna make it deeper, some black, and then basically Bahama blue from Deco Art, and it was old, so it needs to be maybe stirred a little bit. Just gotta stir it. It's a little chunky dunky, but I'm only gonna use just a little bit of it. And then you're gonna need something that you can spray paint with, whether it's an old toothbrush, no, not one you use, like a dollar store toothbrush, or like an old paintbrush that's kind of stiff, seen better days. I like to use a stipling brush or stippling brush too. And a toothpick. So if you're just joining, come in and say hi. Tell me how you doing. I don't normally film before noon, so you're getting me fresh today. There you go. And I want to show you how to do this. Okay, so quickly we have that base coat. And then what I'm gonna do is I have a 3/4 inch paintbrush. Oh no, it's a 1/2 inch, sorry. A 1/2 inch paintbrush. That second coffee, I'm rethinking that second coffee right now. But I took Sabrina to the ortho and they have a coffee machine. And even though the appointment wasn't mine, when they asked me if I wanted a coffee, I said, yes. I'm gonna get that ortho money out of them. So I'm just gonna quickly paint a second coat of the kiwi green. And the kiwi green is one of our colors. And then it's important to do the next step before it dries. Remember, we're looking for that dark green to light green, kind of like an aura. Okay, you're gonna grab a sponge, and I'm gonna go in with some dark green. I'm not gonna put a lot on. And I'm just gonna start sponging the outside. Now, are you noticing that I'm twisting my, my wrist? And it's so I don't get that same pattern look. Keep your gingerbread man clean, cleaner than mine. Though I gotta say that hot chocolate strip, the drippage will cover up a little of it. So I'm just gonna move on the outside and work towards the center, but I'm not gonna cover up all of the center. So you wanna move quick enough, your paint is not drying or getting tacky, meaning you're picking up some of the paint and leaving bald spots. So now that I hardly have any paint left in my sponge, I'm going to gently, very softly go through the center. Just soften it up a little, but it's still pretty intense. It's still that lime kiwi green or Seahawks green, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you are in the world. What's a Seahawk, you say? Well, it's a fabulous sports team. Okay, then I'm gonna take and make myself some darker green. Probably way too much black. for the edges. Yep, that's pretty dark. Challenge accepted. Here we go. So go ahead and leave a comment. Sometimes Facebook isn't great lately about letting me know while I'm filming, but I'll come back through and see what you had to say. Okay, so I'm just gonna, now I'm gonna hit the edges with this darker green. Just kind of working my way in just a little bit. And giving my edge a shaded area. If you're starting to pick up, you might just add more base color. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in just a little bit more with the green now. As my cup is starting to dry, it's not as dark as I want it to be. And I'm still looking for that intense light in the center. When it dries and you get all that love on it, it'll look like this. Sweet, Lisa. Well, I wanted to give you guys a little resource on how I did this step. It's pretty easy. It's just about these little light layers. Thank you so much. I know you and you girls have been painting a lot together. Kind of love it. Oops. Okay, so I've got that pattern that I'm saying don't have a pattern. I'm just gonna go in and lightly get rid of it. Please keep in mind, this is the bottom layer of paint. You're gonna put all kinds of goodness on top, some splatters, some dots. Gonna keep it going. I didn't bring my words over. It was all I could do to get John to cut this for me. And I wanna point out the original is a little smaller. He always gives me the worst. And yours is a little bit bigger. Not too big though. Oh, Lisa, I'm so excited that you are having a great time with your girls. Okay, so I'm gonna take, okay, before I get started, and you can blow dry this. Before I get started, I know I want a deeper blue than what I have. So I want a pretty dark blue. I'm just gonna fabricate some. Okay, easier said than done today, I guess. Just a little bit deeper. And then on my paper, it just sucks up all that paint. Okay, here you go. A little bit deeper. Okay, I'm gonna come in with anything that you can flick paint with. And I'm gonna move this guy so he doesn't get flicked. If you've already painted your gorgeous guys here, what you can do is just cover him up so he doesn't get flicked upon. If you know what I mean. Too funny. I could turn this over. There we go. Let's see. Sometimes I water down my paint a little bit. Let's see. I have a toothbrush, and I'm gonna just test it. Test the market. Not too bad. I'm gonna get my recycling brush, just barely damp. Take some on, take some off. I think I like that one better. Okay, so we're just gonna start. If you water down your paint too much though, the properties get really transparent. Just going around the edge with a little love. This paintbrush is sucking it all up. Okay, I got a string. I'm okay with that. It means that I'm pulling back too intense. Let me show you what the string looks like. Here is a string. I don't mind them at night skies at all, but I'm gonna end up covering it up with the next coat anyway. Hold on, let's. There we go, just making my way around. Keeping the center softer. I don't have much happening in the center. And then I'm also gonna do it with the dark blue. Mine may not be dark. Mine's a little lighter than I'd really like to have. Hold on a second. There we go. But all of these colors are from the Cold family, the blues. Now after I did that, I'm using a paintbrush or a toothbrush I used white on. So I ended up with the same light blue color. Okay, so, and that's why you cover this guy. He's gonna be a toasted gingerbread dude. Okay, I decided I wanted to uncover him so you guys could see a little bit. Shannon, girl, you are on a roll with your amazing gnomes right now. Gotta tell ya, you are. Speckling, I'm speckling to beat the band. So some of you guys are gonna use these little dotters. They're not even dabbers. They're dotters. Back of your paintbrush, toothpick, whatever to do the next step. All we're gonna do is come in with white, dark blue, and then I picked a teal, which what I had left was Deco Art Bahama Blue. And it's a little chunky monkey, but this is a great use for that. I have a toothpick, and I'm gonna cut off the end. Ta-da, okay. So I go in with white first. Please keep in mind where the drippage is gonna be. And I don't put a lot of this big dots in the center. I'm just telling you how I do mine. I do about 3 dots, and then I decide that, so if you do too many dots, pretty soon it's just not as neat. I decided these were way too big, so I'm just using a pointed restaurant toothpick. Just getting in there. 1, 2, 3, dip. 1, 2, 3, dip. We're dancing. Okay. Oop, oop, oop. Then I'm gonna go to the dark blue. So this is really simple. I wanted to show you, but you guys were like, what is this magic that you're showing us? How hard is it to get that look? Not hard at all. I'm sure you could probably put 5 out and do a lot of them all at one time. A couple things to think about. A lot of people would want to do red. When you add white to red, you're gonna get hello pink. So if you started with a nice pink base, you're gonna be fine. But just keep in mind, like, you know, don't have your cinnamon sticks be red, of course. I'm having an issue with gingerbread color. All right, so gingerbread color, if you like my gingerbread color, it is just a brown. It's just gold, and I normally go bright gold or 24 karat gold, and a little bit of brown, just a little bit. The Craft Smart works pretty good for me because our brown has a really good base in it. This is a little bit more sheer. So I just mix that. So I use gold unless I want a little red. Sometimes I put a little red in there. Gosh, the great Shannon had to ask. Yeah, I got to help her. She's normally the one that helps me. She's an amazing painter. Amazing. Okay, so I'm just coming in. The teal pops a little bit. I really love it. The teal helps it all kind of come together. I stayed in the same family. I chose analogous colors. Oh my gosh, big word for some pompous guy that came up with it. Meaning they are colors that are, I know that, dear Santa, bring me a new color wheel. Hey, thanks, Kath. They are colors next to each other on the color wheel so they get along. I use a blue-green, I use green, I use yellow-green, and blue. So they are within 4 of the color wheel. So the definition is within 5 for analogous, meaning they're friendly colors. They're gonna get along great. They don't necessarily pop, with the exception of the yellow-green does pop a bit. But really what you're gonna use for that papa color, you know how John likes to say papa color, is the red. That's what he's using there. So if you were to pick a different color scheme, maybe you have a color you really like, it doesn't have to be the green cup. This a green, we gave it like that enamel porcelain look. Make sure that they just get along really well and you're gonna be fine. I know you got this. So that was a, Shannon, you're cracking me up. So that was just a really short, like 10-minute tutorial to teach you how to do this kind of porcelain enamel looking camping cup is what I think of it. Everybody wants to drink their coffee out of one of those when you're camping. I know. It looks really cute. I cannot wait to see what you do with yours. If you're looking for this on the website, I don't have it on there right now because it was last Friday's $5 Friday special. If you're not getting that information, you might not be on our VIP website or email, which sounds pompous, but really all that means is you got an email, you opened it up, and you clicked on a link. And then the computer software takes you and puts you on the VIP list, which means that you're highly likely to be interested in what we have to offer instead of somebody that's just a looky-loo, if that makes sense. So you're one of our good ones, and you'll get a new one on this Friday. His mouth, I left it like that instead of fixing it. I was like, the frosting went amok. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't very hard at all. You're not going to get to see my face today because we're in fourth quarter and it's bad. So bad hair day, don't care. Have a good day, guys. And I can't wait for you to show me what you guys are doing with your projects. Bye-bye.